everybody, this is Tim W. Leathertachi 1996, and welcome to episode 8 of Godzilla FX, and this week we've got Son of Godzilla from 1967. Now, at this point, gone is Godzilla's grim, serious tone for all of the films. He is no longer a bad guy. Well, he was no longer a bad guy in Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, but then he was a bad guy again for a little bit, then he was reverted back to a good guy. Anyways, well, at this point, he's all good. Well, I guess in Sea Monster he was kind of anti-hero-ish, but in this movie, he's officially a hero. Like, he's officially the good guy in his films. And as one would expect from this poster, that is literally how he looks. Just wait until I get into the screenshots with him. It's, oh my god. Now, starting out for the screenshots, here we have Kamacuras, the debut of Kamacuras. Giant praying mantises. Now, I must say, they do have one effects con, and that is when, what was it? At one point during the first monster battle, when one of them moves forward, it looks like it's being dragged. When in other shots you see each individual leg moving, and it just looks weird. Like when one moves forward, it looks like he's being dragged instead of walking. It just looks really weird. But sorry, everybody. But I love the design of these things. I love the design, and the execution is really good. Like, you don't see no wires or nothing that indicates. I can't tell whether this is a suit or a puppet. They're puppets more likely, but seriously, they just look so good. And here we have Godzilla and his son here. Well, when he grows up a little bit, it's the official name for his son is Minya. M-I-N-Y-A, but in the movie they don't give him a name, but that's his official name, so that's what I would continue to use. Now look at Godzilla's face. Look at that face. It looks too human. Like, the face looks way too human, and it's like, I think Haruo Nakajima played Godzilla again in this movie. I mean, his name is listed in the opening credits. And, well, he did, because when I looked this movie up, Haruo Nakajima's filmography, it said Son of Godzilla as Godzilla. So, anyways, well, because I heard a couple times there was a couple other actors that were taller, and Godzilla was supposed to be taller in this movie, but Nakajima had to come in and finish the film, because I think the other actor broke his hand, like, halfway through making this, so Nakajima had to come finish it. And oh, here's the first monster battle. Now, the whole movie, there's not really that many effects to talk about, because this whole movie's on an island. Like, literally, this entire movie's on an island. Like, there's no city or none of that. Doesn't, like, take place in a city at the beginning and then goes to the island. No, this movie starts on an island and ends on the island. So, there's really nothing. I mean, the miniature sets look great. They really do. They look really realistic, and I mean, I don't know. This actually brings me to my second effects con. You see Minya. I'm sorry that these pictures are out of sequence, because I couldn't find the Blu-ray screenshots. I couldn't find any for this movie. So what you see is what I found in this order that I'm presenting them here in the slideshow. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that brings me to my second effects con. Yeah, right here. There's two scenes. Well, there's a scene right after this. You know, this is when the Kamacurai break open the Godzilla egg, and out comes Minya. My second effects con is when this baby crawls around. It's laying face down. It's like it doesn't even get up and actually crawl. It just keeps moving like that with its arms out and its face on the ground. It looks really weird. And then there's this point where it gets tossed around, where the Kamacurai just start rolling it around, and the arms don't move. Like, the arms and legs are all locked up, and it just gets tossed around like a little play toy. So that's the weird part. That's the other weird part. And the monster battle, the first monster battle is really good. Like, Godzilla beating up the Kamacurai. He cooks 3 of them with his atomic breath, and then he He grabs, I think like the first one, he slams it on the ground, then burns it, and then he burns the second one. Now here's the Minya baby puppet when he first hatches out of the egg, and it looks kind of cute, a little bit. It looks kind of cute, except his eyes. He looks kind of stoned. Actually, he actually looks a little stoned. I mean, seriously, he's like a ball. He's like a ball with legs and a tail. Like, look at his head and his body. He just looks like a little round ball. I wouldn't be surprised if they had Minya heads that you can just toss around like a soccer ball. Like, they actually made a ball with Minya's face, with baby Minya's face on it. Just look at his face, man. It's cute, but at the same time, he just looks like a ball. Anyways, sorry about that. Well, you know what? I'm not sorry. Not sorry. Reese's. I don't know why. I just like cracking jokes. Anyways, oh god, here's another effects con. This happens twice in the movie when the girl in the foreground, she's one of the main human characters. There's two scenes in this movie when she gives Minya this like exotic fruit that grows on this island, and when she tosses it into his mouth, it looks cartoony when she does it. It really looks cartoony and it looks too controlled, kind of like the two boulders that get tossed around in the movie. It looks too controlled. Like, look, I don't know. It just, like, the boulders getting tossed around looks too controlled, and the fruit getting thrown into Minya's mouth in two scenes. Sorry about that, that's my phone. It looks a little cartoony here. I mean, this green screen, it looks really good. It's a really well done green screen, in all honesty. No, I give this movie credit for that. It's just the two fruit scenes just looks a bit too cartoony. Here we go. This is where Minya grows, when he grows a little bit. And the guy who played Minya was named Marchon the Dwarf, who was actually a professional wrestler, which is funny. And yes, the guy was literally that tall. Hence the name Marchon the Dwarf. I mean, the guy did a good job playing Minya. He gave Minya the most human personality of any giant monster so far in the franchise. And I guess this is Godzilla's territory. Like, this is his little part of the island here. And he teaches Minya how to shoot atomic breath. And there's a funny scene before this where he tells Minya, let's go, and Minya throws a fit like a little kid. It's so funny. And Godzilla just picks him up by his tail and drags him. It's like, I don't know, this movie is just so silly. It's a silly it's like, oh my god, Godzilla, I can't believe you're dealing with this now. Oh my god, here's a shot of his face. I really don't like that face. It looks too short, and his eyes, oh my god, his eyes look too close together. He looks like the T-Rex he looks like Rex from that movie, anybody remember that movie called We're Back, A Dinosaur Story? Remember Rex after he ate that cereal oh my god, I can't remember the name of that cereal, but Rex's eyes got close together. That's what he looks like. Oh my god. And I love the detailing. I love the amount of detail on him, but I just don't like his face. And Nakajima said in the very first Godzilla movie, he said that Godzilla is a dinosaur and should not do anything human or move like a human. This movie, his face looks human. Oh my god. And I think they even said, I even read somewhere that they said that Godzilla's face was supposed to look human with him, with him being a father, with him being a single parent now. Oh my god. And it's like, I love his body, I love the rest of the body. I mean, I just don't like his face. His face just looks too, oh my god, it just looks, oh man, I'm really not a fan of that face. I'm really not. It's like, if they would have just stuck to the suit that they used at the beginning of this movie, because at the beginning they used the suit from Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster at the beginning, and then all of a sudden you look up and here's this face. And it's like, why couldn't they just use the other suit for the entire movie? Oh my god, and it's just so funny, like, he's only got like one row of backplates in this movie, and they look weird, his backplates look a little odd. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I love the body, but I just don't like his face. I just don't like it. His face just looks way too human, and it looks too, I don't know, just not a fan of his face. Oh, and then here's this, apparently this screenshot, and then the next one I'm showing was apparently a deleted scene where after the human characters managed to do this weather control experiment and make the island freeze. You know, you see all the snow and everything. Apparently Godzilla tries to get off the island in a deleted scene. I mean, it's in the trailer. It's in the Japanese trailer, but it's not in the movie. Oh, and yeah, here we go. This is where he tries to get off the island, and it's like, really, Godzilla, you're gonna leave your son there? You're gonna leave your son? I mean, I know he's a giant monster, but it's like, Jesus, dude, really, G, come on. I mean, see, I mean, it's storyboarded. There's storyboards for it, and it's in the scene in the trailer. But in the movie, this scene ain't there. And and this was supposed to be the original ending to the film. But I'll show you the original ending in a little bit. I have a screenshot for that. And here we go. Like, I know, like, Minya puffs out smoke rings, but then Godzilla steps on his tail and makes him shoot his atomic breath. But there's a couple of points in the movie where Minya, he shoots his atomic breath by himself. And I really love this. It's kind of a cool moment. This is at the end when they're fighting the giant spider, which was shown on the poster, but I'll show it in a little bit because I found a screenshot of him. And it's Kumonga. This is Kumonga's debut. And it's just so cool. I really like this shot because it's like a perfect like father and son moment where it's like they're both kings of the monsters, and you see them both shooting atomic breath at the same time. It's a really cool scene. It's a really cool shot when you see them when they defeat Kumonga. I mean, the monster battles are really cool. The monster battles, they're really cool. I guess the only real piece of special effects work I could talk about is when oh god, Minya's face. Oh my god, that oh my god, that face just looks creepy. It looks weird. Oh my god. Anyways, what was it? The only real piece of like special effects work that I can actually really talk about is, well, before I talk about that, I will say I really do love. This reminds me of how the Mothra larvae were born. It looks wet, disgusting, you know, newly hatched out of an egg. I mean, seriously. Except for the two effects cons, like when he hatches, it's like it's pulled off really well. The effect for that, it's really pulled off good. And anyways, there's the weather control the science team from the United Nations that do this weather control experiment on the island. I guess when Godzilla destroys their living quarters, I guess that's the only real piece of special effects work in this movie. And it looks good, you know, Godzilla stomping. Oh god, look at Minya's face. He looks so stoned. He's like, I'm tripping out. Oh man, what's that in front of me? God, look at his face. Anyways, I guess like Godzilla stomping through the very minimal amount of miniature structures in this movie. I guess that, I mean, that effect, it is good. I will give this movie that much, but that's the only real piece of effects work. The other effects are for the monster suits, the miniature sets. Like I said, the miniature sets for this island are really well made. They really are. Like I said in a couple of other reviews before this, the the environment shots look better than city shots sometimes because they have more detail on them. And that's one thing. That's one piece of effect work is the miniature sets for this island. And there's like the giant spider Kumonga off to the left. This is not a screenshot, but this is one of those old promotional photos for the movie. But when I was looking up, sorry if I snorted, I didn't mean to. Sorry, I did not mean that. You look at Godzilla, he's only got like 3 dorsal fins on his back. It looks really weird. You got like with the exception of the other 2 Kamakura, here's like the main monster cast, and if you see the giant spider Kumonga there off to the left, and when that thing crawls around, it's actually executed perfectly. I mean, the giant bugs, well, arachnid and praying mantis, like the giant insects, I should say, They're pulled off really well. They really are, seriously. Oh, and the other effects con that I gotta say with Godzilla is there's a funny point when Minya plays jump rope with Godzilla's tail, and at one point you can see the wires holding Godzilla's tail. Oh, and here's Kumonga right here, as seen in the movie. And you see the dead Kamacuras in the background. You see the dead Kumonga just kills this Kamacuras by like poisoning it, I guess, like a regular spider. And I mean, when Kumonga crawls around, it looks really good. You don't see the giant insects are pulled off so well in this movie. Like they really do. When they crawl around or walk around and they move, it looks really good. I really like that. And Kumonga's design, it's nothing special, just a giant spider, really. There's nothing really special about it. And there's a couple of other good effects shots where they actually made this large when Kumonga chases after the human characters. I mean, when he first shows up in the movie, he chases after the human characters, and when there's a point where they have this big arm puppet that they made that tries to grab at the people in the cave. I mean, that's a really cool, like, little fun adventure shot. Oh my god, this scene's funny. This is when I was talking about him blowing smoke rings. If you look at Godzilla, I found out he's threatening to hit him. Like, he's threatening to swat him. Or it's like, dude, like, damn Godzilla, I know you're ruthless and all, but Jesus, dude, seriously, don't hit your kid. He's one, like, I don't know, when it comes to Godzilla's parenthood, it's like he's new to this, so you can see his flaws. Like when he first hatches after he fights the Kamakura, he clobbers Minya in the head and then he walks away. Then he comes back and lets Minya ride his tail, so it's like everything's all good. But there's like, it's like he clobbers him with his tail in the head and then he threatens to swat him. Like, Jesus, Godzilla, this is your first kid. This is your first time doing this, man. Chill. And I just love Minya's reaction. It's hilarious. Like, okay. Oh, and also, oh, here's the ending to the movie. This is like the first very heartwarming scene in a Godzilla movie here. You see, like, Godzilla holding his son as the snow is gathering on the island. It's a really heartwarming scene when you see Godzilla and his son, you know, hibernating right here. They're trying to go to sleep to last through the winter. And it's just it's a really heartwarming scene. I really like that. It shows that Godzilla does have a soft side. We actually get to see like more of Godzilla's personality with this movie. It shows the King of the Monsters has a soft side, despite, you know, the other 7 movies. So I just really like this, and the snow looks really convincing. Like, the thing that Toho really knows how to do is special effects. And when the island snows, that effect is really good. It really is. Oh, and this is the last screenshot I've got for you all. This is when Kumonga entraps Kamakura and Minya in his webbing, and Godzilla's got to go save him. You know, I mean, right here, like I said, I don't like Godzilla's face, but I do like the rest of him. I do like the rest of him. But it's like, this is the movie where they just have the most human personalities, and it's like, you can see that this was geared towards kids. You can see that this movie was for kids. And like the miniature sets are great. The monster battles are like, they're good / have a little funny moments. Godzilla's face, not a big fan of. Minya, I do like Minya because he's comical, he's funny, and he's cute. He's adorable actually for a giant monster. That's really my and Godzilla destroying the human characters, the science team living quarters. You know, that's a really good effect. I mean, it's the only real piece of like special effects in this movie. Now let me just I'm just getting back to the poster. Now, Son of Godzilla, I give this movie my score. I'm giving this movie, since there's really no, I mean, one piece of effects work I gotta talk about. When Kumonga shoots webbing at the human characters, they use like actual, like string shooters off to the side when he's doing it, and it actually looks pretty good. It really does. Like, you can see there's webbing that the human characters have to deal with, as well as the monsters. So, I mean, this movie, I give this movie a solid, I'm giving this movie a 5.5 out of 10 because the whole movie's on an island and there's not really many effects work to talk about other than what I've said. So I give this movie a good, 5 out of 10. At least a 5 out of 10. Because of how silly it is. Well, that was my thoughts on Son of Godzilla. Now give Megas Dragon some love. The link to his channel will be in the description below. And because he made the logo at the beginning of this. And also not only subscribe to this channel, but also the movie reviews library. Link will be in the description below. So see you later, everybody, and see you next week with the next film in the Godzilla franchise. Take it easy, folks. Excuse me. Yeah, hey everybody. I'm sorry. I know I said peace out, everybody, and I said bye for this week, but I did forget one last thing. When it comes to Son of Godzilla, I forgot my recommendation bit. Sorry, everybody. I would only recommend this movie to people who want to see an old cheesy, like, I don't know. I only recommend this movie to diehard Godzilla fans like myself that will just like that if you're really willing to just push through this movie. If you're really willing to just push on through and keep watching the franchise one movie after another like I'm doing here, if you're really willing to push through it, then keep going with the franchise because we got a long ways to go yet. No, sorry about that, everybody. Peace out, everybody. See ya. See you next week.